As an individual, I have to tell you, and I got to be completely honest with you, both of you guys here, I would not take a knee.
Okay.
I would not even protest.
In a month or 2 months where the word powerful has been used a lot, I do find that Miami Dolphins video incredibly powerful, and the whole thing is online if you want to watch it. Some of the lines really hit home, don't they? What I'm really interested in for this section is the discussions that will have gone on in the locker room ahead of doing that video, the discussions that will have gone on in the Texans locker room before they decided not to come out for the anthem. From your experiences, both of you, from being in there, who leads them? Who takes control? How much room is there for an individual's own viewpoint?
That's a very excellent question, man. And the great thing about being in the NFL is that there's so many different people from so many different backgrounds coming together, lending their voice. Now, the one thing about the locker room is no matter where you're from, everybody has an opinion and everybody can share in a safe space what it is that they think, man. And so I thought it was very, very important that we all come out here today and we discuss something that's so prevalent in society today.
So do you think if you were in a locker room now that you would be allowed to do or want to do what you wanted to do, or would you go with the collective? I think it must be a really interesting dynamic for a lot of these players.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation, but I know personally I look at it, and the only thing I have is my voice as an individual. And when you have something you believe in, you have the right to do whatever you need to do to voice that opinion. And I personally have been impacted in my community by the things players are discussing: police brutality, the abuse of power. I would definitely go out there and use my voice. And really it's because I have a 6-year-old daughter. And I want her, if I was playing, I would want her to say, "Daddy, what did you do? What did you do during that time? How did you make an impact?" So that would be something that I as an individual would have to address. But you don't have those kind of hurdles jumped over unless you have these discussions, the same way we're having them now. And I think if more people were able to have open conversations like we do, things would actually get solved. And that's why some people don't want those conversations had.
I watched Anthony Lynn on Hard Knocks, the black head coach of the LA Chargers, talking to his players about using their platform, saying what they believe in, doing what they believe is right, but also wanting to protect them as well. Yep. So if you were playing for Anthony Lynn and he said, "What do you want to do, Osi, as an individual, and what should we do as a group?" what would you say?
As an individual, I have to tell you, and I got to be completely honest with you, both of you guys here, I would not take a knee.
Okay.
I would not even protest. And I say that knowing full well that I'm going to be canceled, but that's okay. This is our locker room, so I got to be completely honest with you guys. Now, as I'm sitting over here speaking, you have to understand that I empathize and I completely agree with the movement and what they're doing. But although I speak like an American, I am not from America. You see, I was born here and I lived my teenage years in Nigeria. And the crazy thing about where I come from, Mark, we see all the protests. We see everything happening in Black America over here. We see all of that and we come towards that. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah.
Digest that for a second. We see all those issues going on, and we come towards that. And I feel like this is the true plight of Black people, is that we still see this, and we still understand that the United States of America, the United Kingdom, they still give us the best opportunities to succeed. And this is a problem. Every single thing the United States of America promised me, Mark and Jason, everything they promised me, they delivered. They say, "Hey, come here, work hard, do this, do that. You can make something of yourself." They delivered that with interest. And so me coming from where I come from, seeing the issues, understanding, empathizing, sympathizing, I see all of that. But it would make me a hypocrite if I came over here and started a protest. And that is the one thing that I can never stand and I can never be. And so I understand, I empathize, I sympathize, but I cannot join into that.
So I mean, that is a really nuanced and intellectual debate to have. Okay. But if you're out on the field and your other 52 teammates are all kneeling and you're standing, the impact of that, unless you are properly interviewed and given a platform, you're just going to get hammered.
100%. And this is the thing about society in general. We have so many people doing the exact same thing. They don't even know why they're doing it, Mark. They don't know why they're doing it, Jason. They're just saying things. They're just throwing out talking points. But I feel like the actual protest is being who you are, standing on your own 2 feet and understanding the situation and speaking your truth. And this is mine.
So then, this is how fine this is. So you're Osi's teammate. You know that the other 52 of you will kneel, but he's going to stand. But you know why he's going to stand. Would you want to protect him? And I'm not saying this is why the Houston Texans have done it, but they've gone, right, we're staying, and the Dolphins are in the locker room. It's our protest. We are a collective. We are a 53-man squad and the staff. We are making our feelings known.
Yes, and I understand why, as a team, you would want to protect your brother in the locker room, your brother, sister in the locker room. But to Osi's point, we are all individuals with our own viewpoint on the world and life. And I think when we all have these discussions, what makes them so fascinating is our different perspectives. And I think he deserves the right to do what he believes the same way I have the right to do what I believe. And the support from him the same way I would give it back. And that is what I would expect, and that's what I would show.
And then my final point on that is that it is the media's responsibility to not focus on who stand, in my opinion, because that takes everything away from the cause and the importance. Does it, you know, whether someone kneels or whether someone stands, and focusing on each individual to find out what they're doing actually takes away from the message that everybody's trying to get out there.
This is what has always been done, Mark. This is how they always divide us, using that same rhetoric. Oh, look at this, look at that, look at that, as opposed to looking at things from a personal standpoint. And this is why we're in the situation we're in now.
Got to be strong where you stand.